Hello and welcome to the Soda Fiend. Today we'll be taking a little taste of Dang Italian Cherry Soda, which proclaims itself to be both gluten and caffeine free, two things that I would think would be bloody obvious in a cherry soda. Let's see. Oop. Imperial Flavors Beverage Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin brings us this delightful, hopefully, beverage. Actually, I've had it before, and it's pretty delightful, I have to admit. The usual for a soda of this size. Note that we have apparently 1.5 servings in this bottle, which is a little bit of nutrition label BS for you there. Flavored with natural and artificial flavors, colored with red 40, and sweetened with cane sugar. A bottle refund in certain states. So let's pop the top and do a pour. This says it's an Italian cherry soda. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means. Does that mean we're looking at Italian cherry as a flavor or Italian soda as a style? Italian sodas are typically fairly low sweetening soda, kind of similar to a what we would think of as like a New York seltzer here in the United States. So I guess we're going to find out here. Bottle cap. Fairly unassuming. We got a little fire engine red. I think this is a pretty good design, actually. Let's see if we can get a closer look. Dang, That's Good is officially, I guess, their name. Please don't mind my horrible fingers. So, take a quick pour into yon tumbler with no ice here for the first taste. Usually, I do drink straight out of the bottle for a soda, but we want to explore variations and ways of approaching life in the form of liquid sugar here on this show. So, taking a little bit of a look at it in the tumbler, that's red 40, all right. It looks exactly as the Filbert's watermelon soda. Once you get it into the glass, it's virtually the same. This actually looks maybe not quite as hyper-saturated. Take a little sip. And that is pretty appealing. Boy, like a lot of these fruit sodas, the flavor often becomes most evident as the little afterburn passes through your nose, which is kind of a ridiculous and vaguely disgusting thing to say, but there you have it. It's part of the flavor experience. Your mucous membranes, they taste things on the way in as they approach your mouth, and then, of course, with something that contains a little bit of gas, it's going to pass through your nose on the way out, and soda, as you can clearly see, does contain a little bit of gas in the form of bubbles. So, I think what they mean by Italian cherry here is the flavor here is very similar to a Haribo gummy cherry candy, which is the Haribo, I don't know what they're called officially. They just reduced the size of these things in the United States. Grocery shrinking Ray at work. They're in the new bite size. Apparently, people were unable to fit the Haribo gold cherries into their mouth. Anyway, flavor here is very similar to one of those. Not an Italian soda of the type that I was thinking. So I guess they mean Italian cherry as a flavor. And that's probably what they mean by it. This is pretty good. I'm going to take a brief pour over some ice, although I don't think it's really going to Prediction is that it's not going to work that well with this soda. We'll see. I think I'm going to prefer this one straight. Of course, a lot of people say you should always drink a soda straight because ice will immediately ruin it. I tend to chill my sodas rather than boiling them, so the ice doesn't tend to ruin them immediately, and if I don't take terribly long to drink them, they don't get too diluted. So a little bit of a head there, little fizz, but it faded quickly. Looks good in the glass. Oh, I'm a little surprised. This is rather well served by the ice. I think it's going to work well both ways. If you do ice this, I'd say drink it quick though. Sometimes, you know, whiskey drinkers know about this. I don't, because I don't drink alcohol, and I've never developed a taste enough to have tried whiskey or anything like that. But the water, while it's in the process of mixing, you know, it's that special kind of unmixed zone where things kind of come together. It's like the beach of liquids, right? And, you know, you can achieve a lot of special effects with unmixed paints, and flavors are no different. So, you know, I think this soda's working pretty well for me either way. Yeah, see, it just got past the point. There was too much water in that sip. So, dang Italian cherry soda. I'm going to recommend it. Flavor similar to a Haribo cherry. Does not taste like a real cherry. Tastes like a cherry candy. This whole thing about sodas with fruit names. There's a kind of inherent conflict between the world of traditional candy flavors, and we're definitely going to get into that with banana, and actual real fruit flavor, you know, which can still work very well, but then, you know, like a lot of times in a soda, you don't really expect it, because the soda world is so tied with the traditional candy flavor world. So, yeah, gonna put a reasonably strong recommend on this. Dang, that's good. The original Italian cherry soda. This is the only soda of this particular cherry flavor that I believe I've had. Other ones tend to lean toward, you know, like the maraschino cherry. Yeah, I think on this flavor of soda, the Dang brand is delivering on their name. So that's this episode. Thank you very much. Have a good one.